The sister of Mene Ogidi, a 28-year-old man who was allegedly shot dead by a police officer in Efferon, Delta State, has come forward with a heartbreaking and detailed account of the events that led to his death. Her narration has added a deeply personal dimension to the growing public outrage surrounding the incident, as many continue to question the circumstances and demand justice. According to her, the tragic event occurred on Sunday, April 26, a day that began like any other for the family, with no indication of the devastating turn it would soon take. She recalled that Mene had informed her before leaving the house that he was stepping out briefly to run an errand for a friend. The task seemed simple and harmless. He was to collect a waybill from Sapili on behalf of someone who had asked for his help. She explained that Mene was in good spirits and had no reason to suspect any danger. However, before leaving, he mentioned that his personal phone was not functioning properly. Because of this, he requested to use their mother's phone temporarily. Their mother agreed and handed over her phone to him. Mene inserted his SIM card into the device so he could make the necessary calls and stay reachable. Using their mother's phone, Mene contacted the friend who had asked him to collect the waybill. After speaking with him, the friend sent money to cover Mene's transportation expenses for the trip. Everything appeared normal, and there was no sign that anything unusual or dangerous would happen. With that, Mene left the house, expecting to return after completing the errand. As time passed, however, the situation began to change. The family noticed that they had not heard from him for a while, which was unusual. Concerned, his sister tried calling the number he had used to contact his friend, the same number now in their mother's phone. Unfortunately, her calls went unanswered. This lack of communication started to raise alarm, as Mene was not known to disappear or ignore calls without explanation. The tension grew as more time went by without any word from him. The family began to feel uneasy, sensing that something was not right. Their fears were soon heightened when they started hearing disturbing reports from people in the area. Word spread that a man had been shot by police officers nearby. At first, the family could not imagine that the victim could be Mene. However, driven by fear and desperation, they decided to rush to the scene to confirm what had happened. What they found there would change their lives forever. Upon arriving at the location, they were confronted with a devastating reality. The man who had been shot was indeed Mene. According to his sister, by the time they got there, it was already too late. He had been killed. The shock and pain of seeing their loved one lifeless on the ground was overwhelming. In her account, she strongly rejected claims that her brother was involved in any criminal activity or that he was armed. She insisted that Mene had no connection to any weapon and had no reason to be targeted. According to her, he was simply carrying out an errand, going to collect a waybill for a friend, and nothing more. She addressed allegations that a gun was found in the vehicle he entered, firmly denying that it had anything to do with her brother. She maintained that Mene did not own or carry a gun and had no involvement with anything of that nature. To her, the claim was not only false but also an attempt to justify what had happened. The situation became even more distressing when she described how the police handled the aftermath. She alleged that officers at the scene prevented the family from getting close to Mene's body. Instead of allowing them to properly identify him or say the goodbyes, the officers reportedly restricted access and quickly removed the body from the scene. This action left the family feeling helpless and frustrated.
That very day,
they were denied the opportunity to fully understand what had happened in those crucial moments.
So now
the lack of transparency only deepened the grief and raised more questions about the circumstances surrounding his death. According to her, it was only through a video that later surfaced online that the family was able to piece together what might have happened. The footage, which began circulating on social media, provided some insight into the incident, something the family might never have known otherwise. She expressed the belief that without that video evidence, the truth might have remained hidden. The family could have continued searching for Mene, unaware of his fate. The existence of the video, though painful to watch, at least gave them some form of clarity about what had occurred. Her emotional account reflects not only the loss of a brother but also the trauma of how the situation unfolded. It highlights the fear, confusion, and heartbreak the family experienced from the moment Mene left the house to the devastating discovery of his death. As public reaction continues to grow, many people have expressed anger and concern over the incident. Calls for accountability, transparency, and justice have intensified, with demands for a thorough investigation into the actions of the police officers involved. For the family, however, the focus remains on seeking justice for Mene and ensuring that his death is not dismissed or forgotten. His sister's testimony serves as a powerful reminder that behind every headline is a real person, a real family, and a story filled with pain and unanswered questions. The tragic loss of Mene Ogidi has not only left a void in his family but has also sparked a wider conversation about safety, responsibility, and the need for proper conduct by law enforcement. As the story continues to unfold, many are watching closely, hoping that the truth will come to light and that justice will be served.